Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Blazing X, and welcome back to Cosmic Chatter, where I give my personal thoughts and opinions on numerous Cosmoteer related topics. Note, this does not mean that you go and say, oh, Blazing said this, so thus it must be law. No, please don't do that. I am not a cult leader. Go and do your research, gain some experience, and forge your own opinions, and then later on come back and see if our opinions match. However, without further ado, let us begin. So, the topic of this is actually quite interesting. It is the future of Cosmoteer as a whole. This was suggested to me by numerous people. One that comes to mind is Moonlight Sonata. I thought I'd mention that. So, I think the future Cosmoteer, as we are all aware, in the fall of 2022/early winter 2022, it's going to release. It's going to become 1.0. It's going to be, now we have to buy it. Well, yes and no, you can still play the free one, but that's besides the point. The non-free one will have a whole bunch of new content based on the trailer. You guys can go check that out in the Cosmoteer forum. However, I think Cosmoteer, I think it's going to have a very interesting future, and it's going to, based solely on its 1.0 release, it could take two directions, and then with those two directions, only one of them is going to have like a subsection. So, first off, it's all based around cost for starters. So cost is either going to entice people, or it's going to turn people away, because money's money, as we're all aware. So, for example, for me, when Totally Accurate Battle Simulator was first becoming a thing, and I saw it on Markiplier, I saw it, and no, it was an open alpha or whatever it was then, and I couldn't get like all the good stuff that per se he had. But in a couple years, it came out, but it was $35. I didn't want to spend that money, but I craved it, and then eventually, when it came on sale on the Steam store, like 6 years later, I bought it. So, point was is that when it goes on sale, you might be more enticed, depending on how you have perceived the game, right? But at the same point, again, it's money. That usually deters people immediately. I know, especially on the App Store, that does that a lot. If it's not a free game, you'll play it. But I think then, so let's say people are buying it, right? So then you have another problem there, and that is, will it go through its kind of like stages of its life in a sense? So what I mean by that is, so if you've seen the history of Minecraft, for example, it was going, from like 2010 to 14, it was rising in popularity, mass popularity. It was considered one of the best games. It's still considered one of the best games of all time. But what happened was, it was rising over the years. And then at about 2015, it started getting crapped on very hard. Oh, you play Minecraft, like that type of stuff, right? And so for about 2015 to about 2018, it went like that, and even 2019 a little. And then 2020 hit, and all of a sudden people are getting back into it, and now they're realizing, hey, it's actually a good game. Let's use it. And now, once again, it's one of the biggest games out there. Like, you hear video games using Minecraft, like, before almost anything. And so, I hope it doesn't go the other way, where, per se, as in 2020 with Among Us, where that went, its stages of life went at 1,000 times the rate, but now it's at a point now where instead of it rising again, it's now dead. It's like, no, you don't hear any Among Us videos anymore. Like, hardly any. And so, with that in mind, I hope it goes in the way that Minecraft did. Now, note, it has to keep this in mind, that this has been in developmental stage for free for a lot longer than Minecraft was. So you gotta keep that in mind. And so, I think if there is going to be success, and I think if it goes good and starts becoming a decent game within the community, or as in, if it becomes big, I hope it goes up in a slow, steady pace, like it has been for the past 10 years. Technically 11 years now. We're in 2022. But I hope it goes that way. I hope it doesn't go like Among Us, where it goes through its stages of life at 1,000,000 times the rate. That is something I do not want to see at all. I want to see it be absolute. I want to see it nice, slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. Now, even though it might go slow and steady, will it rise from the grave? If it goes through its proper stages, who knows? We're not having it released yet. But I think with the community behind it, and as well, once it releases, I hope that if Walt gets big YouTubers, and I do mean really, but I'm talking multi-million, if he gets big YouTubers to actually do this and actually review the content, like, again, Markiplier, for example, if it'd be like, hey, listen, you wouldn't mind reviewing my game, yada yada yada. Big names gets a lot of views, and that means there's going to be a lot of traffic coming inbound, which is good for the game, especially if you got someone with a half-decent reputation reviewing the game. However, that is basically all I have on it. I hope it does well in the fall/winter. I will be buying it. I do promise that. But, again, we don't know. It's all speculation right now. I can only forge minor opinions solely because of the fact that it's at this very volatile and vital stage of right before releasing, and there's hype building. There is hype building between a whole bunch of small Cosmotubers, such as myself, spreading the content and old content from bigger fellas that did this before me and all the other small Cosmotubers of today. I hope there is a decent amount of content out there to entice people. There's definitely a few thousand videos of Cosmoteer out there, so with a little luck, a hope, and a prayer, it will do well. I really hope it does. However, that is all I have. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like down below and subscribe for some of my content. Also, leave a comment down below on what you anime play or review next. And other than that, I will see you all in the next video.